Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your host and session one anchor and moderator, Mr. David Eades.
That one of the key features for us to focus on here is that we are now right in the middle of the UN Decade of Ocean Science for a Sustainable Economy. I think what that decade is doing is casting a very strong spotlight on the ocean and the state of the seas and the impact of climate change on our coastal communities. Now, so the measures that you take to improve the situation of the ocean benefit, yes, the planet, of course, but specifically your own businesses, your own livelihoods.
The future of transportation depends on the actions we take today. True progress in sustainable development is measured not by the distance we travel, but by the footprints we leave behind.
The UAE became the first country in the region to commit to pursuing net zero by 2050. Under the wise vision of our leadership, the COP28 Global Climate Summit hosted last year under the UAE presidency put a growing emphasis for the first time on the private sector role in accelerating solutions to the industrial energy transition. COP28 was the first COP where global transport and energy ministers met to discuss ways to align the net zero pathways, transport and energy suppliers to support decarbonization and accelerate the reduction of transport emissions.
When taking into account economic activity linked to industry output and consumption. Add an increased storm activity and rising sea level, and the impact of maritime and logistics infrastructure are amounting. And as a global business that depends on maritime operation to move goods and services, addressing the climate change is of a great importance to us. We also believe deeply that we need to protect our planet for the future generation that comes after us.
Here, I can see it's almost about 400 of us, at least 20 to 30, maybe 30 shipping companies. So that is 30 initiatives. That is good enough to start with.
It's fantastic to be back at the conference. It's one of, I think, the top events on transport and climate change globally. I think what I've really enjoyed is the diversity of opinions. You know, we've had port companies here, we've had major ship owners, we've had dry docking companies, we've had logistics providers. I think it's been great to hear diversity of views about the future of the industry. I think one of the key themes of this has been collaboration and how all these different stakeholders need to work together.
I'd like to thank the Maritime Standard for the opportunity to moderate the second panel today and to talk about transitioning to net zero and how the maritime and rail industry are taking active steps to do so. My takeaway from today was really focused on the importance of collaboration between the stakeholders, collaboration between employees and employers, and collaboration amongst the industry more widely. We had a really good chat about the importance of achieving that, the importance of transparency, and how without collaboration, sustainability is not going to be achieved.
First of all, I'd like to thank TMS for arranging this. It's collaborative, interesting sessions that have been taken up today. It's very clear to us that collaboration is probably one of the key aspects, and also the fact that people recognize that people itself are the most important factors to make this climate change and emission change happen.
This transportation and climate change conference and the journey to net zero, I think, is a fantastic idea. There's a lot of conferences talking about decarbonization, but to have a focus and get all stakeholders on one forum, whether it's the rail or it's the logistics industry or the maritime industry and the training provider, I think is a great place to get everyone to talk about it, put this huge challenge on the table, and together collaborating, I believe we will be a success. So congratulations to TMS on a fantastic conference, and I look forward to the third edition next year.